What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, and Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. Today I just wanted to make a quick video about a couple of tips and tricks that I picked up recently that I wanted to share with you guys as well. It's more like a quality of life increase, or like a couple of them actually, like small quality of life features and things you should think about doing now that you might thank yourself for in the future as well. It's basically going to be a mixed bag, and that's basically Christmas, right? You open a present, you don't know what you get, and this is, well, it's just a video covering some tips and tricks. Let's just start and you will know what I mean. Number 1 is an add-on that has recently gotten a really good update, and that is Nova World Buffs. If you played Classic WoW back in the day, you probably have this one already. It basically told you which layer the world buffs were going out on, and it was just very handy to have for world buffs in general. Now this one, once again, works for Season of Discovery as well. And there's been a recent update for the Ashenvale event, which lets you know the progress even when you're not in the zone. So I can quest on an alt right now, level 1 in Elven Forest, and this overlay will tell me the Ashenvale progress, so I always know the actual progress for the event, rather than having to click on my map and looking all the time. Because like previously, it would still tell you the progress, but you had to go to the Ashenvale map to actually see the progress. Yo, Mr. Cat, can you leave me alone right now? I'm trying to record a video, dude, please. So once again, the add-on is called Nova World Buffs, and you can just download this one from CurseForge, and then you will have an overlay. You can right click and go to options, so you can right click then go to options, and then you can find the actual overlay, enable the Ashenvale overlay right here in Nova World Buffs in the general options panel. So just enable or disable this if you want to, and you can even lock it when you have it, and you can like mix and match with the scale of the overlay as well. So for me, I just have it at the top. This looks kind of bad when you're in Ashenvale, but when you're not in Ashenvale, it's just nice to have the progress bar at the top for Ashenvale. That way you always know exactly when you have to log on to the character that you're looking for the PvP event on. Now, why would you even want to do this? Well, there's a couple of reputations, and for that one we have my advice number 2. For advice number 2, download the recent version of AtlasLoot and download AtlasLoot _SOD. That way you will get Season of Discovery updates. Now for that, you will have BFD, for example. You will have a whole new section called SOD Raids. Here you can see all the loot from BFD, and even going to PvP. If you go to not factions but PvP, you can see the rep rewards as well. So not Ultra Valley, but if you go to Warzone Gulch, you can see the rep rewards over here. So you can see exactly what you get at Friendly, you can see exactly what you get at Honored, Revered, and Exalted. And Exalted, you can get some pretty good epics, by the way, and you can, like, here's the thing, you're not only farming this for phase 1, you're farming for phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4. Like, for example, this neck right here, very good for phase 1, right? 6 agility, 2 stamina, and level 18. That being said, we have a similar one for next phase as well, level 38, 11 agility, and 7 stamina. And then for a word, you have weapons, right? You have this dagger and the one-handed sword as well. In phase 2, you will have the same thing. This one right here and this one right here. That being said, you also have something else. We have Season of Discovery exclusives, and they will show you some exclusives in phase 1 and phase 2, because the weapons have been scaled up. So we have level 25 versions. Just like in phase 2, you will have level 40 versions, and in phase 3, level 50 versions. So the reputation you're farming in Ashenvale is not only something you're farming for phase 1, you're farming for the future as well, and you can have weapons in phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 and phase 4. So you can see right here, this sword is very strong now, that has been upgraded to level 25 with 18.9 DPS. You also have the dagger with 19.1 DPS, so they are very strong, and once again they do require you to be revered with the Warzone Gold faction, and then you will have easy weapons, both right now in phase 1 and also in phase 2. And then if you want to take it one step further, you will have these wrists at level 40 when you get to Exalted. That's pretty damn massive. You have like different wrists for everyone, so you have these ones for cloth, giving you 16 spell power, by the way, which is really massive. You have these with leather, strength and agility, these ones for mail with attack power, and plate with 14 strength. Now, if you do have a lot of add-ons, like me, I would also recommend getting the add-on that I'm using to gather them all, instead of having them on the map. This one is called Minimap Button, so it basically gathers all of them in one button, that you can then click to open, and then click to close. So instead of having them all around the minimap, you will then just have one circular button that you can click and open like an add-ons panel, basically. Now, if you want to have a clean map like the one that I have, it's called Sexy Map, and then you can just make a preset based on what you personally prefer. I personally use only square and no borders, but a small background. There's one more tip though that I want to cover as well that is only relevant right now during Christmas. So if you go to an inn right now, you will have these winter revelers, and they will give you an item called mistletoe, which will give you the ability to buff someone else in your party or raid with plus 20 spirit. Now, that might not be useful to you, and actually it isn't useful to you, but it's useful to everyone else. So once again, you can't use the buff on yourself, but you can use it on a friend. And 20 spirit is pretty massive. If you have a leveling partner for phase 2, for example, having plus 20 spirit will help you both with your uptime, both for health per 5 and mana per 5, just to have some passive regen going. Or if you're doing BFD raids, you can use them during BFD raid as well. Basically, you have a free buff for plus 20 spirit that you can give to someone else. Now, for this tip, I would recommend making a macro to /kiss and kiss them both. To get the item called mistletoe, you have to kiss a winter reveler, and by kissing both very fast, you can get 2, or like 5 times 2. So what happens when you kiss one is that you get a debuff, but it takes about 2 seconds to get that debuff. So by kissing both just like this, you can now get 5 mistletoe times 2. So instead of just getting 1, I got 2, and I also got 2 debuffs. So pulling up my chat log, you can see I received mistletoe times 5 and times 5 once again. Now, these do not have a limited time. You can get them now and use them. The way I'm seeing it, it's like it's soulbound. You can wish someone a season's greetings. No time limit. Doesn't say requires Winter's Wail either, so you could in theory stock up and use these in January, February, March, phase 2's launch. There's a bunch of times to use this, and once again, it's plus 20 spirits for half an hour, a pretty solid buff, and I would recommend anyone to get this when you can. So once again, by doing this right now, you can get 10 of them. That is 10 times buffs by kissing 2 revelers. Then you get a debuff for 60 minutes, which is 60 minutes of in-game time, by the way. But what you can do is die. When you die, the buff goes away. So for example, you have a water here, do with that what you will, and then you remove the debuff and keep farming. So for me, I have 83 mistletoes right now, spread across a lot of characters obviously, but I'm just grabbing them when I can. So that's another advice, grab these. It's free buffs, and give them to your healers. If you're doing Black Fathom Deeps, plus 20 spirit to a healer is quite massive. So once again, do that as well. Just a quick Christmas video for you guys, so hopefully you enjoyed the video, and hopefully it gave you 1 or 2 tips and tricks that you haven't known about before. Like for example, the Ashen Veil tracker from the add-on. Pretty massive once again. But yeah, enjoy your Christmas or your holidays. I'll be live in the evening both today and tomorrow, at least that's the plan, and then we'll be streaming all throughout December and the last few days of the year. Either way, yeah, once again, if you want to check out my streams, they're live both here on this YouTube channel and on my Twitch. I would really appreciate if you checked out my Twitch, the link is down below. I'm streaming pretty much every single day. A lot as well. So once again, if you have checked out my streams before, thank you so much, and if you haven't, the links are down below. Either way, that's what I have for you today. Thank you for watching, have a wonderful Christmas, and happy holidays. I'll see you again very soon.